it's Ricki Lee here with Mikey on the Random 30. Oh, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Oh, look at you. That's a lovely picture behind you.
Well, that's how I'm getting through today, you see.
I like it.
Is that all right?
Amazing. I love it.
Look at you all dolled up, and here I am in my normal jacket, and I'm whatever.
You can put in a little bit of effort, you know. Usually I would do it in my robe, but I thought that, you know, maybe a little bit of effort goes a long way sometimes.
Yeah. And look, just a little bit is fine. It's fine.
Just a little bit.
Hey,
Not too much.
Yeah.
Put in too much effort, you look desperate.
Look, that is true. Well, maybe that's where I'm at. Hey, let's talk Ricki Lee. ISO, COVID, all that fun stuff. Oh, gosh, for Aussie artists, how bad is this? How have you coped through it?
Look, it's really tough. It's a tough one because our industry, so many people in our industry are really suffering. And I mean, the people that I think about are like our crew, the people that are, you know, behind the scenes that are making it possible for us to get up on those stages with amazing lights and great sound. And the musicians, and that's really how we are able to do our jobs and get up there and entertain crowds. So they're the people that I'm really thinking of in times like this. And there are great organizations like Support Act, which are helping to support those people throughout this time. I don't really think the government is. But it's I've tried to find the silver lining in this really crazy odd time and be productive and make music and try and put a smile on people's faces with this new song Last Night and you know, make people feel good rather than, you know, watching the news and just feeling shit about life.
Yep. Yeah. It's funny you say that though. Like the other day, a guy was obviously with ScoMo, the 250 million in your opinion. For me, you're right. It's not just say you on stages. There's so many people behind the scenes. I don't think it's enough. What do you think the government, in your opinion, needs to do to help you and then everyone around you to get back on stage?
Well, see, I don't know enough about it to really have an educated opinion, so I don't really want to speak on it. But I just think what I do know from all of my friends in the industry, dancers, performers, sound engineers, producers, all of these people who work job to job, it's not, and you know, contractors, you know, you don't have one employer, you know, and there's it's really hard because they haven't been taken care of. You know, they haven't necessarily been eligible for the support that has been provided up till now. So I just think we really need to, I think Australians need to think about, you know, every single time there is a disaster, you know, whether it's, say, the bushfires at the start of the year, our industry is the one that's called upon to entertain people and put on these amazing shows to raise money to support everyone in need. But now it's our industry that needs help, and no one's going to put on a free concert for all of us. Everyone puts up their hand up and it's like, well, yeah, we'll do it because we want to help. But what I think Australians should do and need to do is, when everything does go back to normal and we can start going and playing live shows, is just really making a conscious effort to go and see Aussie music. Go and buy tickets, you know? We're always the first ones when Beyonce or Adele or Bruno Mars comes to town. We're like, woohoo, let's go. But you like go, oh, you wonder about whether you're going to go, and you debate about going to see an Australian artist. And I think we need to right now support our own and go support Aussie music and buy Australian music, buy it on iTunes. Download it, do all of that. So that's what
definitely you've nailed it right there. I mean, it doesn't matter whether it's concert, whether it's an album, whatever, just get behind it and just help our Aussie artists get through, because really, if you don't have a show, you don't get paid, then you lose, and then we're all in and then there's no Aussie music then.
When we do go back to doing live shows, you know, we do have, you know, when we do a tour, we pay for it. We pay all the musicians and we pay to hire the venues and pay all the staff and the sound engineers and the crew who are building the stage and rigging the lights. And if people aren't buying tickets to the shows, we can't pay all of those people. So I think it's just, you know, think about Aussie musicians currently as little Aussie battlers.
And that's what we are too. That's what we are. Hey, before we get to your new single, good job on AGT last year, by the way.
Very
Is you doing the new series?
Yeah, so we were a week away from filming the show when COVID really hit and everyone kind of got locked down and all the restrictions came into place.
Yeah,
so
right.
It got postponed because, you know, you can't really put on a show to nobody.
Yeah.
It's been postponed, but I'm definitely doing it again. Yeah.
Yeah, nice. How did that work? Have you always wanted to do TV presenting, or where was the connection there?
I think the producers of the show were producers of Australian Idol when I was on the series. Wow. And they knew me in a way that maybe people didn't know. They saw the compassionate side of me, and they knew that I'm like a ball of emotions. Like you put on that song and I'm like, and they just knew that they said to me, you are the perfect person for this role. You're daggy, you're fun, you take the piss out of yourself. You're not afraid to kind of, you know, look a bit silly, and you're compassionate, and you understand what the families and what the people who are auditioning are going through. And I just think that you're the best person for the job and you have to say yes. So I said, wow. Yes. Yeah. And it was amazing. It was so much fun. I had the best time.
It's such a good show like that we can see Australian talent like that. And you did a cracking job at it. Was there any moments where you gone, oh, I just stuffed that up?
There was a couple of times, you know, because I've never hosted a TV show before. Like, it's like all of the audition stuff. I'm kind of side of stage, and I'm getting to know everyone. I interview every, you know, person auditioning and their family and the dogs and the whatevers. And that's fine. It was more when we got into the live shows and I have to read all of the like auto cue. Yeah. So it's like I'm just reading a script. And I worked very closely with my producers to like make sure the script sounded like the way that I talk. Yeah. But there were a couple of times that I stuffed it up and it was pre-recorded so I could actually have another go. Because I feel like if it was live, I would have freaked out a tiny bit.
But then that's human too. Like if you were live and you stuffed up, that's oh well, that's all right. We'll do it. I've done it. I've done it. That's for sure. Yeah.
No, but there's definitely pressure. But I think it was funny. Like with the studio audiences, they were. Sometimes I had to read the longest paragraphs, and if you stuff up one word, you know, you can fix it up, but then you're in your head, you're like, I'm going to stuff it up again. I'm going to stuff it up again. I'm going to stuff it up again. And then you start tripping over your words. And a couple of times I said the wrong thing and the whole crowd laughed at me, but I was like, it's fine.
Yeah, it's happening. Who cares? Who cares? Hey, this is very interesting about you. Your other half is also your manager. So who wears the pants in the house? Because normally it's the ladies, let's be honest, right? So who is it?
I don't know. I think we wear different pants for different things, you know? I think we have it. We have our jobs in both our relationship and in our working relationship. We have our jobs very much. It's very clear who does what, and we wear our pants very well when we're doing that. And I think, but I also overall, I think people would think that I wear the pants, but I definitely don't. My husband certainly does.
What, even when he's not managing you?
Yeah, he's just more difficult than me. Like, I'm really easygoing. I'm like, okay, cool. Whereas he's very particular about what he likes and doesn't like. So that, you know, I would say Mr. Difficult gets to wear the pants sometimes.
I love it. New single Last Night. This is cool. This is a Ricki Lee song. Listening to the lyric. Is this about your love life?
Perhaps.
Well, you've just proved it right there. So, tell me a little bit about it.
Well, it's about this song is about the first night that I met my husband. It's
Which
about
was
how? Pardon?
Which was how? Give us all the detail, everything.
I had been single for a little while. I was ready to meet someone. Yeah. I was sitting around one night having a few too many wines with my friends, and I was like, don't you guys have any hot friends you could hook me up with? And they showed me some pictures of some hot guys on Facebook that they knew. And I saw Richard and I was like, oh my God, Lord have mercy on my soul. And it was like, I want that one. And then a couple of months later, I think it was, I'd forgotten we'd even had the conversation. Yeah. And it was mutual friends. So they had called Rich and said, it was really late at night. They called him and said, hey, we're out with Ricki. Do you want to come and meet her and see, you know, if you guys get on? And so he walked in the door as I was standing on a table sculling. I don't know why I was doing that. I honestly don't know why I was doing that, but I was.
Did you know he was coming when you were doing that?
No, I had no idea. They didn't tell me that they told him to come. So I'm standing there, and I looked at the door and I just saw his face and his smile, and instantly I was like, oh my God, that's that guy. and then he came up, and if you listen to the first verse of the song, it said, a couple of shots, a couple of hours, you took my hand, you screwed all my plans, it's moving so fast, but let's make it last. And that's about him. He comes, he grabbed my hand, he walked me to the bar, we had a couple of shots, and a couple of hours later we were back at my house, and it was over. But the thing is it's like from straight away, it was like we'd known each other our whole lives. It was just so easy. Yeah.
But how is it explaining that in song and then releasing it to the world for people to get a lot of your love life? Is it embarrassing? Not embarrassing, but is it hard? Is it okay? I don't know.
It's embarrassing to say that I went home on the first night with him, because I'm not that kind of girl. I don't do that.
Wow.
I've never done that. I sound like a slut. But we're still together 10 years later. See, I'm a long-term girl.
Well, as long as you got a breakfast the next day.
No, I had to leave. I was like, quick, get out. I've got to get on the plane. I had to leave. And that's the second verse of the song is about, like, I couldn't leave because he was making it really hard to leave the house. You know what I mean? But the thing is with writing music, I write about life and things that are happening to me in my life. So whether it's good or bad or ugly, I'll write about it, and hopefully people enjoy it. And people are loving Last Night. So I'm happy that I wrote this song.
It is such a good song. In fact, it is in the countdown tonight. It's I think it entered the countdown about 28. It's already up to number 15, and we only started playing it Monday night. So it's going up, and people are voting for it. They're loving it. So that's a good response. It's great. It's great.
Thanks, guys. Keep voting for it. Let's go. Let's go, number one.
Oh, look, if it doesn't get there, I'll put it there myself.
I'll come in and I'll change it for you.
Yeah. Hey, can we play a game before we let you go?
Absolutely.
It's the random five random questions, and there's a doozy at the end. All right, are you ready to play?
I am.
All right, number 5. What did you realize about yourself that you didn't know while in isolation?
Is that I love doing nothing. I'm amazingly good.
Really?
Excellent. I excel at doing nothing. If it could be a job, I would be the best in the world for it.
Really? I wouldn't, with seeing you on, media and stuff like that, I wouldn't have pictured you as just loving doing nothing.
I love doing nothing. I have a brain. There must be something like malfunction in the wiring of my brain that I can sit and look at a wall or just look into space and think of not one thing. It's like vacant.
Can you write a song about it, or would it be just about nothing?
Silence. It would be, because I couldn't write any. If it was about nothing, what would I there's nothing to say.
Well, staring at the wall.
Yeah, it's honestly a skill. And my husband is like, a bit kind of OCD, and his brain never stops working. He's always thinking about 50 things at one time, and all he wishes for in his life is just peace and calm and quiet in his mind. Yeah. And I'm sitting there like dead silent, staring into it. And he's like, what are you thinking about? And I'm like, nothing, literally nothing. He's like, what do you mean? No, there has to be something in your head. And I'm like, no, there's nothing.
Wow, all right. I didn't know that. Anyway, what was the last photo you took?
Let me have a look.
Oh, here we go. We're doing it live right now.
If it's not rude, I'll show you.
Yeah, family friendly.
Okay. So the last photo I took. The last photo I took was me yesterday morning. I put it on the gram, laying in bed.
Yeah, I saw that. Yep.
The last photo I took.
Okay. Now.
So I put it up again. Oh, no, my lunchbox.
Oh, you have look at that. It looks a bit gourmet.
I'm 12 years old.
Oh, wow. Question 3. Here we go. Out of all of your songs that you've released, which is the one that you love the most?
Oh, and I'm not saying this because it's the one that's out now.
Yeah.
It's a tie. I would
Yeah.
say the one I love the most, it's a tie between Raining Diamonds and Last Night. So Raining Diamonds, I love. It was a real life-changing song for me. But Last Night feels so good.
Yeah.
And I love it so much. So it's definitely a tie between the two of them.
All right, we'll accept that one. Question number 2, down to number 2. Describe the year we've had so far using one word, but it has to start with the letter R. I'm thinking of some, but I don't think it's family friendly.
Can it be 2 words?
It can, look, well, because you're Ricki Lee, we'll let it be 2 words.
Really shit.
Oh, wow.
It's been an odd year, you know, like the start of the year was devastating with all of the bushfires. And then just COVID has just changed the world. And, you know, it's changed everyone's lives. So,
all right.
Really shit. I'm looking forward to the rest of the year. Let's just say that.
Yeah, me too. All right, your final question. We're going to go through a flashback. What do you think? I hope you can hear this. What do you think when you hear this?
I want to hear some more. Carry on.
Want to hear some more?
Yeah.
I often tell myself that we could be more than just friends. I only think that if we move too soon, it would all end. I live in misery.
Come on, tell us your audition.
And I'll be satisfied till it takes you out. There'll be some love.
Oh.
I love that so much. But you know what? In that moment, at the start when they said, I want to hear some more, come on. I had the miniest, quickest freak out of all time.
Why?
Because they tell you before you walk in the room, you've got 30 seconds to sing. That's it. Verse and a chorus, sing the best part of the song, and then stop. So I sang the verse and chorus, and then I was like ready to like take the whatever they were going to say. And then he was like, I want some more, keep going. And I was like, in my mind, it went for like a minute, that pause. And because when I went, you want to hear some more? Like I was having a full meltdown in my mind. And luckily I know this song so well that I just went straight into that next verse or whatever it was. So it was terrifying.
Oh. Well, you always remember that moment though, because that moment really for us Australian public was, this is Ricki Lee. So how much does that moment mean to you?
Oh, that moment changed my life.
Yeah.
That moment changed the course of my whole life. I was a girl from the Gold Coast. I was 18 years old singing at pubs and nightclubs. And I was quite happy with my life. I loved doing it. Yeah. But I always wanted, I dreamed as a little girl of people hearing me one day and seeing me performing and being able to perform on TV and hearing people hearing my songs on the radio and going and playing concerts where people are buying tickets and they're screaming and they love coming to see me and they're singing my lyrics that I wrote back at me. Like when I go to concerts, I dreamed of that. So in that moment, you put so much importance on it, and it's quite terrifying, but I feel like I had enough experience of performing that I could kind of push the nerves down and just go hard and give it everything. And luckily I can freak out and not the next part of the song.
Yep. Well, you did it. You nailed it. Just like you've done with all of your career. Congratulations on everything. This is brilliant. Great to chat with you. New single. It is amazing. It is so good. So good.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy everyone's loving it. It's such a feel-good, uplifting anthem. And I think in a time like this, it's just something that's putting a smile on people's faces.
Yeah, it's so good. Thanks so much, Ricki Lee, for joining us on the show.
My pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.